For centuries, humanity had played the part. When the Galactic Council first discovered Earth, humans had arrived late to the interstellar stage. Their fleets were small, their colonies few. The Council welcomed them cautiously, amused by the fire in their eyes but unconcerned about their presence. Humans smiled, bowed, signed the treaties, and learned the rules of galactic politics. They shook hands with claws, nodded to tentacles, raised glasses of alien ichor they could barely stomach. They were courteous, always courteous behind closed doors though. They prepared. The attacks started slowly. A raided convoy here, a sabotaged mining colony there. Never outright war, just enough to sting, enough to remind humanity that they were junior members of the Galactic Order. Humans endured. They filed grievances. They sent reports to the Council. They swallowed insults. They rebuilt, paid the fines, kept smiling. Courteous, always courteous. But then came Orion's fall. A human colony, thriving, peaceful, with families, schools, and children. The attackers struck under false flags, burning fields and leaving the sky black with smoke. Thousands died. When survivors begged for justice, the Council brushed it aside. An unfortunate misunderstanding, they called it, to move forward, and humanity smiled. But it was not the same smile anymore. The fleets began to move, quietly at first, as always. Supply lines doubled. Factories hummed day and night. Entire moons disappeared behind veils of stealth shields, churning out weapons no one had ever seen. But still, in council halls, humanity remained the perfect guest. They nodded politely as their colonies were taxed unfairly. They endured smirks when other races called them fragile. They listened to long speeches about discipline and order, until the Battle of Vega Station. A council patrol opened fire on a human convoy, claiming navigation error. 300 civilians burned alive in the void. That was the breaking point. The next morning, every council member received a transmission. No ornate rhetoric, no diplomatic flourish, just a human voice, calm, level, and cold. This is Earth's final warning. Stop attacking or we stop pretending to be courteous. At first they laughed. The great empires of the galaxy, the Jothri Armada, the Kelshan hierarchy, the Zithan Dominion, what could Earth possibly do? Their fleets outnumbered humanity 100 to 1. Their world spanned thousands of systems. The laughter ended when the first fleets vanished. At Vega's edge, a council armada of 70 ships blinked off scanners. Later, fragments of their hulls were found drifting through space, cut, cleaned, as if by invisible blades. On the frontier, Kelshan patrols were ambushed by swarms of drones that moved like shadows, slicing through their shields in seconds. Survivors whispered about weapons that bent light, engines that left no trace, ships that struck from impossible angles. Entire empires scrambled. These are not the humans we know. The council murmured no. These were the humans who had stopped pretending for centuries. Humanity had hidden its teeth. Its soldiers were legendary in history, but restrained in space. Its weapons were devastating, but kept under wraps. Its technology, always understated now. They unleashed it all. Stealth carriers melted through defenses. Planet-side bunkers erupted in controlled detonations, implosions designed not just to destroy, but to humiliate. Human operatives slipped into high command centers, leaving bodies where leaders once sat, and words carved into walls, politeness withdrawn. The council tried negotiation. Ambassadors begged, offering apologies, reparations, anything to calm the storm. But humanity's diplomats only repeated the same message, word for word, as though it had been scripted into their DNA. We gave you centuries of courtesy. You mistook it for weakness. You had your chance and the war machines kept moving. Within a year, 5 council sectors lay in ruin. Trade routes collapsed. Borders dissolved into chaos. Entire fleets refused to engage human forces, terrified of the shadows that picked them apart. And still, humanity never declared war, never sent manifestos, never demanded new treaties. They didn't need to. The message was clear. Earth would not be attacked again. The final blow came at the Council's Hatzirath Prime, jewel of galactic civilization, untouched for millennia. One night its skies split open as human ships descended, silent and black. They did not fire on cities. They did not slaughter civilians. Instead, they destroyed the orbital defenses, landed in the capital, and marched straight into the council chamber itself. A lone human commander stepped forward. His armor gleamed, his face unreadable. He placed a single data slate on the central podium. On it, 2 lines were written: "The era of courtesy is over. Strike us again, and you will not exist to regret it." Then he turned and left. The fleets followed, and the galaxy trembled. From that day, no empire dared whisper of human weakness again, because the galaxy had learned. Humanity had played nice only because it chose to, and when Earth stopped pretending to be courteous, no power alive could stop them.